This time at the Quick Speed Shop, we got another awesome tool review. We're going to review the Mini-ductor Venom inductive heater to get apart rusty broken bolts. And I've got a special guest. We got Chad popping up, who's been in a couple other videos. Here he is. He's going to help us out. We're going to do a review on this tool right now. I'm a professional. Don't try this at home. Alright, first we need a knife to get into this. Nice.
Every good tradesman carries a pocket knife.
It's a very pocket knife. And this is made in USA. All the good stuff's made in USA. Here we go. My friend Bob let me borrow this for this demonstration, so we're not going to do all the features, but we're going to get the basic... oh, here, take that before I kill myself. We're going to get the basic deal working down here. This is the Mini-ductor Venom. What this is an inductive heater for you put around hardware to heat it up and get it out. So we've got the gun here, which says caution before using the inverter, consult the operating manual. I don't need that.
I kind of feel like
we might want to look at it just a little bit.
Like you're Tim the Two-Man Taylor and I'm Al Borland.
So here's the gun, and it looks like we've got a light on the front here, and we've got some way to lock and unlock the front of this. Oh, there we go. This is an inductive heater. This is like a huge heater that's going to put electricity through a coil of wire around a rusty bolt. And you get three ways to do it. You get a long tether, you get a smaller one here, then you get a third style. And these are the tips and options you can get. Oh, here's a whole bunch of options you can get actually on the back. And they're basically all copper wound. You put the copper in, lock it down in the gun, and you're ready to go. Oh, it even comes with a DVD. What is this? Comes with a whole bunch of advertisements. Hand them out to your friends. Their whole line of products right here. Customize your inductor for doing taking off pinstripes, gluing out windows. You can do all kinds of things with this. We're just going to do some bolt extraction right now. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants because I just got this and I've only got it for a couple hours and I got to give it back. But we got some rusty bolts on an exhaust manifold. We're going to try out that right now. So we've got three separate tips here. We've got the standard inductive tip. We've got a cable. If you've got a custom thing, you can wrap it around here. It's got two soldered leads on the end, and you wrap this around. If you had like an oxygen sensor or some kind of weird shape, you could wrap this thing around it and use it to heat the piece up. We're going to use this standard inductor unit on the exhaust manifold bolts. And then you've got a smaller wand over here with soldered copper ends that you could also wrap around, use as a halo piece. But
the long one's called the bearing buddy coil.
This is the bearing buddy coil, which looks like you could put it around like a wheel bearing.
Yep.
Heat it up with this. It's flexible. It's got stranded copper in it. What's this one called? The halo one?
That one is...
Or this one?
The long one is the U-form coil for coil work.
This is the U-form coil for coil work?
For work coil, it just says. And then that one is the preformed coil.
This is the preformed coil. We're going to use this tip. So we're going to take the gun here like this. It's in the unlock mode. I'm sorry, it's in the lock mode. You've got to switch it to unlock mode here. There's a little indication on the side of the gun, lock or unlock. And we're going to take it and put it into the gun by the copper. Push it into here until it stops. And go back to lock. Now this thing is ready to go. We're going to do a little time lapse here just to see how fast this works. This is a cold bolt right out of the bolt bin. Right, we had to move the bolt because we couldn't see the timer. Here we go. I can smell it heating it up already. Look at that. 25 seconds to make the center of that bolt red hot. And if you needed more heat, just put the heat on it. This thing is amazing. 25 seconds to turn that bolt cherry red. All right, let's go over to the engine. We got some rusty bolts. We're going to take a look at that. So this engine is an F-head engine out of a 1953 Willys M38A1 Army Jeep. And it sat in a junkyard for like the last 40 years. It's extremely rusty and corroded. We're going to use this tool. We're going to heat up some of these bolts and see how they come out. So right now we got this exhaust manifold bolt. I can't budge it with my wrench. I'm going to put the inductor around it, heat it up for a couple seconds and see what happens. The light lights up here to know that you're heating. Safety first. You can see the smoke coming off the head. It's getting it hot. Just coming off the rope there. Oh, look at that. It's turning. Look at that. It's coming right out. And I tried this with 2 wrenches before, putting this wrench on and another wrench with leverage, and I couldn't get that bolt to bust free. This thing's awesome. I always break these manifold bolts off. They never come out. We'll induct it and see what happens. I'm going to keep this thing. I'm not going to give it back. And I think this gun is a pretty expensive kit. I think it's over $400. I'm not sure where he bought it. Probably off Amazon or something, but we're going to try it. I just want to do a tool review. It's starting to work. We're getting some smoke out of this thing. It's getting hot. And put the heat right to it. Also, I just noticed down by the trigger here on the gun, there's a switch you can click. Now we got an LED light. We can see what we're doing. Fancy. Right, you can see there, that is bright red now. That induction made this nut and stud bright red. Look at that, here it comes. Wow. There's absolutely no damage. If you're using a torch to do this, you run the risk of burning through the nut or the flange or distorting piece of the sheet metal you're working on. That this just heats up the bolt. Look at that, it comes right out. This thing has been rusting away for the last 40 years at least in the junkyard. That's amazing. I'm going to take advantage of this tool. I'm going to do the stud on the back side while I got it right here, which appears to be a bolt maybe. I'm going to just heat this guy up while I got this here just because this is handy. There's actually a bolt on the side, but it loosened it right up. Look at that. It's almost finger tight. That's crazy. I might have to loosen up all the other bolts on that. Now let's do one more bolt. All right, now we're going to come over to this Ford Flathead V8. This thing has got a rusty exhaust manifold bolt on it here, and usually it's a 5/16 bolt. Usually when they're this rusty, they just go and they snap off, but not with this Mini-ductor Venom tool. Let's put the heat to it and see what happens. And we're doing this less than a minute easily, yeah. And it gets these bolts red hot and they come right apart like butter. This tool is amazing. Chad's a professional mechanic. He's gonna have to get one of these.
For the salt states, it looks like it'd be quite helpful.
This might take a little bit longer because there's a lot of heat can dissipate into the manifold, but it looks like it's starting to turn cherry red now. I can see it. Let me turn the light off. We'll get a better look. Where's the light switch? Oh yeah, look at that. Wow, that's way red. That again took less than a minute. Look at that. The nut comes right off. This is just with hand tools, just with 2 Craftsman wrenches. And I'm taking this right off here. This tool is absolutely amazing. I thought it was going to be kind of smoke and mirrors. You just saw it do these bolts that were rusted up for years and years and years. I've never seen anything like it. This thing is amazing. Now, it is very expensive at $400 and something, but if you're a mechanic or something where you're working on cars or rusty bolts all the time, this thing would be, I think, well worth the investment. If you wanted to do a weird operation, like say you had something sticking out of this exhaust manifold, you can take this flexible whip and you wrap it around the part you're working on multiple times like this, and you'd wrap it all the way around and put it in the gun. This is for big oddball shapes, or if you had I don't know, something that was like that big around and you want to inductively heat, this attachment would be good for that. But I think most of the time you're going to be using the standard coil. I mean, it could get around these head nuts here. It could get on these exhaust manifold studs. It could get on everything. This thing is super awesome. So there we go. This tool is amazing. I didn't expect it to work as fast and as well as it does. Chad's an ASE certified mechanic. What did you have to say?
I can see this, using this all day on exhaust bolts, anything. We're in New York, we're in the salt states where corrosion, far precedes normal operation. Seeing this on a motor that sat in a junkyard, you look at just the scale and corrosion that's on the fan blade, you know that this thing sat out in the elements for years, and for the bolts to come loose that quick, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I worked in a lot of rusty junk too, old junk trucks and cars, and if I had this a long time ago, it would be awesome. My friend bought it. Unfortunately, I got to give it back to him, but if I was going to spend $400 on a tool that would come in really handy and save a lot of time, this would be it. This thing, for getting out those rusted bolts and exhaust manifold bolts, but bolt in the head, the thing worked fantastic. It's really cool. The induction heating works great. You saw the time lapse on the bolt. They heated it up cherry red in 25 seconds. With the options you get here with this hoop and the one you can wrap around big things like an oxygen sensor or whatever, I think it really helped you do a lot of things, get a lot of stuff apart. So I'm super impressed with the Mini-ductor Venom. So I guess that's it for the tool review on it. I hope you guys learned something, and come back for next time for the next tool review. So as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We're putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit that bell for alerts. Tell your friends. And as always, we'll see you right back here at the Quick Speed Shop for more tool reviews, hot rod builds, junkyard scrounging, restorations, mud and Jeep, and whatever else is going on here at the Quick Speed Shop. You're not in the shot if you're staying over there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll let you do it.
Well, you need to be in the outro.
I have to?
Yeah.
All right.
Because you have to put in the beginning if you ran off. Oh, hold hands? Or...
No, that's like your movie.
Alright. I bet you don't want to put your finger in here when the trigger's on. I bet it gets hot and hurt.
You can put your finger in there, no problem, as long as you're not wearing a ring. You wouldn't feel a thing.
You don't think so?
Nope.
You don't want to inductively cook like a hot dog?
I don't think so.
I wish we had a hot dog, we'd try it out. I got something we can test it on. Come here.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Let's look live. Do I look right?
Doesn't matter.
Here we go. Alright. This time at the Quick Speed Shop, we got another awesome tool review. Yeah. Hold on. So let's bust this thing open. We're going to do it right now at the Quick Speed Shop.
Bro!
Whoops.
You're on your own, man.
Let's do another take right quick. You gotta come closer.
I'm good. You're going solo on this one.
Here, I gotta get it. It's staying over there. Are you an ASE certified mechanic?
I've been a 2-time master, Kia master, Audi certified.
2-time master. Okay.
You can just say mechanic.
All right.